It's another beautiful Monday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi, and as always, I have my lovely ladies in the building. Hi, ladies.
Good morning.
Nima in the building. How was your weekend?
Thank God, all the surprises that I got. My daughter now added her own yesterday. I started behaving like her brother did the week before. So we continue doing nursing work.
Oh.
But let me just shout out to Mommy Nurse. Thank you, Ma.
Mommy Nurse.
Because she makes it easy. I didn't miss work.
Mm-hmm.
I came to work throughout the week and Imran was ill. I've never missed work for him tiffin because
Mommy Nurse, thank you.
Mommy Nurse, Mommy Nurse,
How are you doing, Topsy? How was your weekend?
My weekend was really restful. I was trying to, do some parental resetting for my children, and I hit something, and so my finger is terribly swollen and painful.
You mean resetting?
Yes, I need to reset. They were being naughty. I wanted to reset the brain, and the boy dodged. My hand hit wall.
What?
Yes. So I couldn't. I didn't know that was. I didn't know what had happened until I slept over on Saturday and woke up and I was feeling very uncomfortable. And throughout yesterday, it just became more painful. Now they were saying, "Mommy, what happened to you?" And I couldn't tell them that because the next day they'll just start telling me, "Mommy, if you beat me next time, another hand will pay you."
Yes, about kids. I mean, these children. Do you feel like they're getting to a new phase where they can communicate well?
Mariah, my son told me, David told me that I think he likes Samuel more than me. Because apparently when Samuel cries, I defer to him. I'll be like, give your younger brother, he's eating, give your younger brother the phone, give your brother. So it's like, you like him more than me. Right. And I said, no, but because he's a baby, so apparently
some weeks
I've had my own recently, not long. But I've adjusted though. Yesterday now we went out together. We went to house fellowship together. Yeah. We went shopping together. We're doing mommy daughter matter. The twins, I left them, I forgot them in the house. Just me and her.
But you have to balance it.
But she keeps talking. But what I'm saying that there's a new phase where she's communicating well.
Yeah. And I think the school does that too with them.
Like my son too, he's gotten his vocabulary has improved a lot.
They will say things they're wondering.
What did you know? I mean, how do you know this?
Yeah.
Where did you learn it from?
They have a quick rant.
Go ahead.
Potholes in Lagos have increased, and I know we have a policy of 0 potholes within Lagos, and I also understand that it is not what a governor should individually do.
Right.
So I feel that when you have commissioners for works, which is within the purview of the commissioner for works, the idea is even if you don't have the personal skill to see to fixing the roads properly, potholes have become endemic and it's
public works, PWD, that you should be calling out.
Okay, PWD. Yes. If you don't have the skills to fix the road permanently, we have university PhD holders in civil engineering. They have the skill. Can you work with them to find a permanent solution to the potholes in Lagos?
I posted a video on Facebook yesterday. I posted just to enter Magodo. There are lots of government officials that live inside Magodo. I stayed in that traffic for almost 30 minutes just from CMD to get into Magodo.
That's where I live. That road has been fixed over and over again. In the past 1 year, they fixed it in a minimum 6 times. So the issue is not that they're not fixing the road. PwC is fixing the road, but they don't know how to do. They don't know how to do it well. So it's not about fixing. They keep fixing in Morayo. All the roads get fixed over and over again. Can we get the skill from the university? These people have the skill. Can you bring them and
they know now. There's some roads that don't go bad now, so they know exactly what to do. It's just funds available to do it. Another question.
Our problem is that.
How was my weekend?
How was your weekend?
Sorry, Jay.
My weekend was good. But the high point of my weekend was I joined this humanitarian organization, Empower 54.
Wow.
You remember Princess
Empower 54, yeah.
Yes, she
Princess
came here. Princess Zolua.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's her organization. We have heard a report over 17 million Nigerian children are severely malnourished. I mean, these children live amongst us. And so I was really touched with what she does with them and the ready-to-use therapeutic foods that she does.
Yes.
I just had to be a part of it. So we got talking, and I'm a card-carrying member.
Yay!
And we can all be part of it, lend our voices, retweet their posts and things like that. Please, we need to help these kids.
Good work. I like that. I like the fact that, you saw a need and you volunteered yourself, which is great. That's what it's about. It's not about what you want personally. It's about how you can give, which is fantastic. Well done, Mariam.
Thank you.
Cool. So it's Monday.
No party last week.
Listen, I've stopped partying. I beg, please, I beg. Don't come and brand my name as party. I don't party in this my condition. I beg, let me just stay in my house and mind my business. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Let's start with the punch. As usual, travel ban will hurt economy, says Atiku. Siblings in Forex scam as 3,500 investors demand 2 billion naira deposit. 2019, editors warns politicians, security agents against voters' harassment. Boko Haram used 43 children for suicide bombings in 9 months, says United Nations. Nude video, landlords cry out over indiscriminate arrest. I am not contesting senatorial seats, says Makarfi. Fayose leaves Ekiti for Abuja, says he won't flee. Family fixes Baba Salah's burial for December 7th. Debt, Nigeria has room to borrow more, says minister. And federal government to review power firms' performance next year. So the human interest story, these siblings, who was that story?
So Adedotu, a 22-year-old Adewuyi, and Bowo Fade Adedotu, also Adewuyi, they're both siblings. They came up with a company. They called the company BTD Multi-Global Company, and the idea is to do forex trading. It started in 2015, and they were able to cumulatively get over 2 billion within Ile-Ife community. It didn't involve Lagosians and all that. It was within that community. People put in their gratuity, pastors put in money, and they were supposed to get... You think they can't get that kind of money? 2 billion within Osun State. So the process is that you put in your money and get 20% profit on it every month. And they were actually getting withdrawals like that till 2017, where they stopped and said that they wanted to move from binary structure to premium structure. And since then, there was no release of fund. So people took it up with EFCC. The 24-year-old Bowo Fade ran away, and they caught the brother, the younger brother, who is 22-year-old, is in custody. I believe these kids are smart. She felt that they are smart. Can we use the smartness for good? When people
first prosecute them first.
We'll prosecute them and say, no, we have a lot of smart people.
But they are smart.
They should prosecute those that use it for negativity. Yes. But there are funds available out there that can be used for good.
Let me put it well, Tope. I think they should be investigated. If they are found that, if it is found that, maybe it was a business decision gone wrong or something, a policy affected, they should be helped to do things right. This is a smart initiative for 2 young guys below 25 to create a business.
Criminal.
That's my own.
No. They were paying back.
They were paying
up until
they tried to do a premium. That's what I heard talk about. I didn't read the story. But
all right, let's take another story in Punch.
The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, UNOCHA is what they are called. They are decrying the sad state of affairs in the Northeast. Boko Haram is almost 10 years since it broke out. And they're saying that in 2018, just in the first 6 months alone, 43 children were used as suicide bombers. In 2017, 146 children, and mainly girls, were used as suicide bombers. And they're saying that, they're asking actually, in order to be able to alleviate the problems that is going on in the Northeast, they need about $1 billion.
Okay.
And it's to help like over 176 humanitarian projects, so. Okay,
let's move on to the nation. Buhari defends travel ban on 50 VIP as row grows. CBN targets stable exchange rates to protect Naira's strength. Islamic State Boko Haram threatened to kill health workers later in 24 hours. Presidency to decide Shitu's fate over NYSC. Atiku's choice of Obi splits southeast. And Fayose in tears as he leaves Ekiti for Abuja. This Leah Sharibu story is really... Yes.
So according to the Red Cross, the Boko Haram has given a 24-hour ultimatum for a federal government to get in talks with them, or they kill either the midwives or Leah Sharibu. So we have within 24 hours to do something, but they're not saying when it will elapse, but that's the demand out there. I'd like to use this opportunity to call on whoever is in charge of this, because according to the Minister for Information who visited the family, they are in talks already. Right. So we don't know which faction they are talking with which faction has the girl. But please, let something be done on time. I would hate to wake up one morning and hear that either the midwives or Leah or any other person in captivity dies again.
We know every single life is very important, and we don't want anybody to die. Okay, let's move on now to the New Telegraph. My grouse with Buhari's government, says Bishop Oyedepo. Explains why he was at OBJ Atiku's reconciliation meeting. Buhari's travel ban invitation to anarchy, says Atiku. Kano denies $5 million bribery allegation against governor. Peter Obi, Southeast governors must respect Atiku's choice, says Jonathan. Red Cross raises alarm over fate of abducted health workers. And federal government, no plan to raise taxes in Nigeria. Let's talk about Bishop Oyede, because, I mean, I've been telling everybody since last week that he didn't, because people were thinking that the bishop actually endorsed. And he didn't outrightly endorse Atiku. He was there because he was invited, according to him, was invited for the reconciliatory meeting. And that he's seen as a mediator. So he was invited to just be the mediator between former governor, former president Obasanjo and Atiku. That's what, and he was very clever not to take that picture of that bonding handshake. He didn't participate in that because he didn't want to send the wrong message. That's
so
in
the
paper.
Bishop Oyedepo was usually on Sundays at his church. He was giving a sermon and explaining how the event happened, like Mariah was narrating, saying that he went there because he believes that, you know, we need a change, that this government is deliberately killing Nigerians and is not doing anything. The wicked government should be swept out, and he would align with anything that is alternative to that. So that's
what he implied. He said exactly like that.
Not verbatim, but summarily.
All right, let's take the Kano. Yeah, so Governor Ganduje of Kano State.
So the Kano State government it has filed a criminal case against Daily Nigeria, the online medium that released that video that showed the governor to be allegedly,
not one video, several different videos.
How is this ever
collecting a bribe from a contractor. Let me just give the fact, then you go. You know, over $5 million from a contractor.
According to the video, it was part of the $5 million. Okay.
So the case is, the government is saying, first of all, that was a fake doctored video. It was not, it did not, that thing, it did not happen. And so they're in court, and it's going to be sorted in court.
So the account I read in the paper says that he, between a period of time has taken, it takes about 2.5 or 5% of every contract awarded in Kano State, and the video shows several accounts. And truly, I remember watching the video. There was one where he had to put it in the agbada, one he had to put it in the bag. Doctored or not, I'd like the federal government to completely, seriously
investigate
this,
without bias, be neutral, transparently investigate this, and let us have the prosecution.
You can,
if the evidence,
somebody's words can be spoken against yours, but once the video, and the person we saw was Governor Ganduje.
Judgment Day, you know Judgment Day, you just see your
How do you doctor and collect money? How
this particular contractor,
they didn't use they even use cloned. How do you clone?
I saw the dollars
inside the agbada. Moving on to Daily Star. So hopefully the investigation would reveal that he wasn't the person, maybe it was somebody else. You never know.
No, maybe the investigation will remove the head and
Daily Sun. Federal government to borrow another $2.8 billion with Eurobond. Picture here of my governor by marriage. Walking the streets, Ekiti, thank you all and goodbye.
Most dramatic governor.
That is, that's my, in fact, I'm disowning Lagos State.
Please.
I am an Ekiti woman now. Let me finish. Poly lecturers give warning strike notice. Article lawyers reject travel ban on 50 Nigerians. About fuel explosion, tension over fresh pipeline leakage. 2019 Southeast senators must up OK Atiku Obi ticket. Let's talk about the major headline very quickly. Yes.
Major?
Picture story.
No. Major headline. The borrowing money. Yes, we have a deficit. It's already November in the year, and though the budget was passed around June, we still haven't been able to implement most of it because we don't have the funds. Now, this $2.8 billion that we're about to get from a Eurobond was already, the provision for borrowing this money had been made within the budget before. The minister said that they're going to go ahead while speaking at Malaysia in a monetary fund conference like that, which this is against the advice of IMF. IMF has said that we shouldn't borrow more money, that our debt to, not our debt to distribution, but our debt to revenue is already too much. But she's saying that for now, our debt is at 7 trillion, and that it is still at 3% of our GDP. That by that 3% of GDP, it is still okay for us to borrow. And they need it for capital projects anyway.
That's what I was going to say.
When we get indebted. But the picture story, Mariah, I quickly want to take exception on behalf of some Ekiti people that I know. Fayose is not the general example of an Ekiti man. Falan is an Ekiti man, the former governor. So the most dramatic of them is the one you always say.
Polytechnic lecturers are going on strike. They are discussing.
This governor, all he did was saying thank you, which is a very humanly thing to do.
Polytechnic lecturers are going on strike.
He's still a governor, Abi.
Let's leave the governor. Polytechnic lecturers.
There's NTA at Ekiti. for that.
Poly
No, but we
lecturers
like
are going
this.
on
This
strike.
is nice.
Poly lecturers are going on strike. They went on strike for months last year, and what they want hasn't been implemented. They
Can you
haven't
talk
been
about the travel
integrated into
ban,
the
please? Let's
fold.
move on very quickly. We have to run off. Atiku Falana, Ajulo, all knock Buhari's travel ban. Who has that story?
The travel ban is that you can, once your name, those 50 people cannot travel anymore. But if you're already undergoing investigation or you're being on trial, you have no right to travel in the first place. So I wonder why was
duplicating
the same thing. Because
what the federal government was saying actually was that a lot of these people that are on the investigation find a way to sell the assets. So if you eventually get convicted, what is there to return?
Travel ban is different from assets.
No, they're saying, according to what I read, the decree is saying is such that when he bans them from traveling, and also he helps the government such that they cannot resell their assets. Because right now, many of them, though they're in court, though they cannot travel, they're able to resell the assets. That's according to
the president is empowered to give to give an order on forfeiture of assets under investigation. That one is settled by the court. On the travel ban, when a person is already under investigation or under trial in court, is already banned from traveling. Right. So that's why we're saying don't duplicate orders of the court. I'd rather that the court stops a person from traveling than an order of the president under a democratic.
Dead man in the list.
Why do we keep giving dead? Why do we keep
it was a mistake.
People?
Let's stop making it as it because that's all I've heard the whole weekend.
I've seen quite a bit of mistakes like that.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we have to round up, but we'll take the story because it's still developing. Everybody has spoken against this travel ban, so hopefully there should be
the president's part.
We'll see how that goes. Let's move on a break. When we come back, we're going to discuss our hottest topic within your view. Jumoke Alawode James has stepped aside. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Charity begin at home. Throughout the day till 12 midnight, I was cleaning my room. You can eat on the floor of my bathroom toilet.
Doctors and nurses in that hospital to get that man for me. In fact, they left the man inside my vehicle for almost 2 hours.
Can you imagine?
It was just about a few minutes for that man to pass out.
Jesus.
That I had a feeling that the governor Fashola then was about to visit that general hospital. When I heard that feeling, I was crying, I was shouting at the top of my voice, Governor, come and help me, oh.
Richard Branson said that the Nigerian government are like mafiosos based on the corruption. 2014 to 2004 to 2008. Then we went into partnership again with Air Nigeria from 2010 to 2012. Before he took off, he died. So as the Nigerian government learned from his mistakes, with terrorists.
No, they don't listen now.
Which terrorist is going to do moral review?
They don't do that.
It's an interpretation now.
Of what?
Saying that.
Please, can you define moral for me?
Okay, we're having.
And tell me, a terrorist.
Morayo.
I've been taking Yoruba lessons.
Yes,
Hey, my God.
How you guys doing?
I admire black people.
Hey, melanin popping on.
I admire black people, honestly.
Yes, now.
I admire you guys, honestly, because when you are fair, you have a problem.
You have to That's Jumoke for you. So definitely, she drew the curtain on the show last week. She always talks about her business that she's working on, and it's a really profitable business. And it's a business that she's helped lots and lots of people have been part of that business. And she's able to empower lots of people to be able to move from poverty into profitability. She started the show with us, and it's been 5 years plus. I think it was 5 years on August 1st. And hey, the only constant things in life is change. So we miss her definitely, but we'd just like to open the phone lines to those of you that want to say one or two things about Jumoke, at least to thank her for all that she's done on the show. And we're going to be moving forward from here. So anybody want to say anything concerning?
My first reaction was,
right.
In a typical Jumoke style, like, what are you doing? Right. And when she announced on Tuesday, I was just trying to get my head around it. I didn't see anything. Then I saw her on Thursday and I pulled her and I said, Jumoke, I told a friend on Wednesday what was happening and that Jumoke wants to leave. She feels that she has a lot of things she's doing that she wants to focus on. And I told my friend that I know for a fact that whatever Jumoke puts her heart to do, she will succeed at it. The person now asked me that, have you told her that? I said no. So on Thursday, I pulled her aside and I said, Jumoke, I don't want you to go, which is like every parent doesn't want the child to go, every friend doesn't want the child to go, but I know that whatever you do, you will succeed. I didn't think it was going to be this fast to do, because I was thinking that I'll still have time with her, but yeah, it was like Jumoke to be dramatic about her exit, just
very dramatic.
Yes.
Because I used to believe, it's one-sided though, that we were close. So I thought,
you're not the only one.
When she attempted in August, she kept saying, I just need a break. And I kept saying, don't do anything stupid. Don't try yourself. And, I expected it in August. But when I had calmed down, okay, take your call.
Let me take Esther. Esther, how are you doing? Thanks for calling.
I'm fine. Good morning.
Morning.
I really miss Miss Jumoke. Well, she's just a nice girl. And anytime she has an issue, she tries to battle it out. Even if the man is trying to convince her, she never tried to give down herself. No. So I'm a first-time caller. So.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks
to have you.
Thank you, Esther. So that's exactly who she is. She never backs down. She used to say, lawyer, you people don't tire to argue. But she never backs down. And what I miss the most, because I really would miss Jumoke, she brought out the best in me. I know the number of times I had to sit up at night just to read the other side of the story, because I know where she'll be coming from. She made me who I think I am on the show, because every night, I know Jumoke will be doing this, let me just read through. She'll make me go through the stories back and back to back, just so that I'll know when I'm sitting here, I come from a place of information, I have something to say, you dare not come to Jumoke's argument unprepared. She used to make me work hard.
She would dig up something.
She would dig up something. So for me to, most times when I leave the show and anytime I didn't read, I'll be like, I didn't do enough. But because I know her, she always made me. The past 2 years.
Take Solomon, I'll come to Mary. Solomon, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Lots of first-timers today. I guess our old callers are still in shock. Go ahead.
A chronic lover of your program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ha, Jumoke. Wow.
Oh.
We're really going to miss her.
Right.
Same here.
Although I've had cause to have issue with her online.
For those of you on our page.
But I like her for something. She's consistent.
Yeah.
That's something you can't take away from her.
Yes.
There were certain things I told her online then. And but it's one of those things. Life goes on. But we're really going to miss her.
Thank you very much, Solomon. That's the word, consistent. And I've always told everybody that Jumoke is real. You see, she's often misunderstood. In fact, almost everybody always misunderstands her. But those of us that know her know that with this girl is actually, she's a good person. She's real. What you see is what you get. Yeah. What you see is what you get. There's no two sides to her. She's just, this is her, and that's it. Yes, Mariam, what are your thoughts on Jumoke?
So I'm the newest kid on the block. So you had already formed a relationship, over 5 years. And I knew that just coming in, it would take. So she was the last person to sort of finally warm up towards me.
That's normal.
Yes, which is
normal.
Which is, But then I got to know her. This is who she is. And the thing is, she, as you said, she's forthright. What she tells you. She doesn't talk behind your back or beside you, or, she will tell you as it is. And when I first joined the couch, I felt, the other ladies would try to, oh, no, you're doing better, you're doing great. Jumoke was just, she treated me like an equal. You're sitting on this couch, then you just matter as well, and it really, as you said, pushed me to do better,
We have to.
Jumoke and I had major battle. We fought from the makeup room. We didn't get our makeup. I was always like, Jumoke, no, this is your makeup, your skin, and all that. But over time, I realized that for Jumoke's makeup, less is more.
Yes.
And you don't, and it applies to every area of your life. If you're dealing with her, just take her the way she is. Don't read more meaning to anything she's saying. She's just saying it as she feels.
Let's take a few tweets because we have to run
off. And it's all love from her.
Any tweets? But generally, we just want to say thank you, Jumoke. You've been an amazing member of the show. We love you and we miss you and we just wish you the best in all you do. God bless you. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we're supposed to be talking about the aviation sector. We have a guest who's stuck in Kaduna. He was supposed to be here this morning. He flew in, but there was an issue with the flights. He's actually an airline operator. So we'll try to call him on the phone and talk to him online. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So, for a while now, we've heard a lot of stories in the Nigerian aviation sector, ranging from suspension of the Nigerian airline, the concession of Lagos and Abuja airports, and the recent conflict among the unions over pension and other major challenges facing the Nigerian aviation. We have with us on the phone the operator and airline operator, Mr. Mohammed Tuko. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
I heard you were stuck in Kaduna, right? Sorry about that.
I'm stuck in Kaduna due to delay of the flight.
Now, let's start very quickly with the concessioning that the FEC actually approved last year, 2017, for Lagos and Abuja international airports. How is that going? Where are we exactly on that?
Well, already, if you are following the event that the federal government is already making all the necessary arrangements to make sure that the airport is concession. So it's one of the best things that can happen to a country. Because the truth of the matter is, anywhere in the world, you find out that when you go to London and other parts of the world, you find that most of the airports are already concessions by the federal government of those countries. Right. So it's the best thing to go. If you want to have a very good service, as we are seeing it at Kotoko International Airport and other parts of the world, you need to give it out for people to run it.
Because that's a private partnership with us.
Exactly. Right. If you look at what's happened for the local, you look at the Nigerian Aviation Service, you look at the GAT, you find out that already Nigerian is having the best service than other airports locally. Right.
So the challenge for me is I've traveled through Muritala Mohammed Airport twice this year, and the situation is no better than when I traveled 2 years ago. So yes, they've done the duty-free. The duty-free position looks really good, but the airport itself is not well run. The waiting area to board is badly maintained. There's no sitting. And I'm wondering, what exactly is the expectation of the concessioners? What are they meant to do at the airport? This partnership, what should we expect from them?
Yeah. So,
are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So you are talking about the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. Yes. So if you look at what's happened, you have most of the terminal building is already concessions by either the people who are running the free duty and so on and so. Do you understand? But the truth of the matter is, when you look at the building, as we say, you find out that go to the toilet, see what is happening. So if you want to have it better, it's better you give it completely to a particular company, to run it. The most important thing for the passenger in Nigeria, especially in Africa, is the safety. So the Navigation Act and so on and so on, how aircraft will land and park safely without any problem, that's the most important thing for the government. But when it has come to running of the terminal building, should be given to, you understand, to terminal operators who can do it far better. Then you have the data service. Right. When you look at Terminal 5 in London, Gatwick and the Heathrow, and you look at Charles de Gaulle International Airport and Maharaj Airport in Spain, they are far better. Do you understand? And Emirates, if you look at Dubai. So we need to move forward. We need to give people who are going to...
Okay, we're used to doing things in Nigeria in phases. Is this concessionary, is it going to be in full, total, or is it going to be partial? What's the arrangement exactly?
No. He's supposed to be total. What the government needs to do to control the issue of safety by putting all the necessary things inside, you understand? But leave the terminal building to be run, by private operator. So then you get all the necessary services you need to. The issue of safety inside by aircraft taking up and landing, government has to take care of that.
So
you understand?
How is regulating going to be? The government agencies, are they going to continue to regulate so that we get the best services?
Yes, they work together. You understand?
Right.
The agency will be there to monitor security, and so you don't hand over the security of the airport to individual.
Okay.
Exactly.
You understand?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Last week, we heard about a 4-hour strike that was taking at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. Do you want to say would you like to say anything about that?
Well, what happened, there is a mistake happened, and I think the chairman, the Nigerian Aviation Service, he is not aware of what the management did in that terminal. And they went ahead and sacked about 27 staff, and those 27 staff, they have already unionized with the union. So, and the Nigerian management, the current MD, he doesn't want to have a union. I think he has a serious problem with them in Asaba long time ago. So now by the time he comes to MM2 when he was employed, then they are looking at him somebody who is against labor. But whatever transpired, they have never ever explained to Dr. Walaba Balaki on that issue. So I arrived Lagos on that day. When they have that incident, then I called Doctor and I invite him for the meeting. Myself and the Director of Consumer Protection Unit have to come together. So stay there up to 2 o'clock when we break the case between two of them. Recall the other people that they have sacked. The management has the right to post them anywhere. And then they will declare what they call redundancy. So if they discuss about the redundancy, then from there they will pay them their whatever due to them, and they can go. They can even say thank you. So we'll break it, and that's how it's supposed to be.
This came as a shock to us because a few months ago, I mean, we know that the sector was actually celebrating the VAT waiver for the domestic flights, the fact that African Development Bank was getting involved, and the ease of doing business was introduced, and also the cashless policy. So we thought things were actually getting better. So when you have workers complaining, we feel like, is one being done without the other? When you have workers complaining about pensions and all that, is it one is being done without the other?
Well, frankly speaking, the management board, including the airline operator, sorry. Have you finished?
Go ahead, yes, go ahead.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that, you see, take for example the Federal Airport Authority, who is the landlord of almost everybody. So what they need to do, the management need to look at the welfare of their staff and so on and so on. If somebody is due for retirement, you retire him and give him his money. If he commits offense, then you give him a query. If he is due to be sacked, then you can sack him. But when you are sacking him, you give him what due to him, like 1 month notice and so on and so on. Right. The condition of service is there, but the problem of some of our people, they want to do it in their own way. We have found that error. So that's why you normally have all these problems that I believe they will learn more on this issue.
Right, go ahead.
One more quick question, sir. I realize that at the airport there's a multi-level parking slot just before the airport. Who's managing the multi-level parking space? Because when we pay, but the drive in and out the road is terrible. So when we pay for the parking, is the money supposed to just meant to manage the parking or also keep the environment basically clean?
As of international standard. So gateway.
Okay, you have two things here.
Who's managing?
First of all, you have a parking space created by the Federal Airport Authority in the GAT. What we call GAT, where I normally park. Do you understand? General Aviation Service.
Right.
So you have that car park which is controlled by Federal Airport Authority. Then when you go to Nigerian Aviation Service, you find that they have their own flow and they have their own money they normally charge in different times you stay. Do you understand? Then when you go to international, it's Federal Airport Authority that is handling that. So if any one of them bring in somebody to control that, so when the money collected, they are the one. Do you understand? The Federal Airport Authority have to take care of those maintenance of that place and so on. And that's how it's supposed to be. And the main issue is simple. For example, that you are going to car park and you have a toll gate that you pay for the access road. I think the question is who is maintaining that road. Do you understand? And what they do with the maintenance of that road. But parking space is left for the person outsider who normally come and park.
Okay.
Because the Airport Authority create a space for the staff who normally come and walk in that particular terminal.
Please hold on for a second. We're going to go on a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We'll talk to you later. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Oh, my Lord. Thanks for staying with us. So we still have Muhammad Tukar on the phone. Sir, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Please, could you tell us very quick? Look, let me let Nima go in first for a question.
As much as I understand what you explained about the bicotomy relationship with workers, what is your take on unionism? Because you see the oil sector, Pengerson, and all of them in NNPC have been able to do a great job fighting for the rights of workers. So those benefits that have accrued to their workers, even their pensioners over the years, is because of unionism. Why would bicotomy be so averse to unionism within their company?
Frankly speaking, Bicotomy has no reason, or any other processor. Let's take, for example, airline operator and the rest. They have no reason to stop any member from joining the union. Reason, the money that they are removing the money that they are afraid to be given to union, it's not their money, it's from their salary. Exactly. But what you need to do, call yourself, explain to them that this is what you are earning. Exactly. In this time, when people are looking for money to put for their pocket, they are going to remove so from your account and they give to these people. So if you agree, go and fill the form and go ahead. So that's what we explain to.
Because of time, let me quickly ask you, do you know anything about what's going on with the Enugu airports? Because in the papers, almost week in, week out, we always get one story or the other about the Enugu airport. Do you have any idea what's going on with that? Is it being worked on or not?
No, I don't have any idea what is going on with them, but what I'm trying to say here, no reason whatsoever, if you understand me, no reason whatsoever for anybody within the aviation sector to refuse their people to go and join union.
Exactly. So my next question would be the national carrier. It has been suspended. And could it have anything to do with, like in other countries, most of them have moved from, government-funded national carriers to privatization of their national carriers. Could that have been the reasons that this was done?
What's your thoughts on the whole thing?
Well, even the model of this particular national carrier is different from Nigerian Airways. From what we have seen from the roadmap presented to us by Hadi Sirika, we agree that we can go ahead with that if government is not putting money into this particular national carrier, because government has no business in business. Do you understand? We have seen what's happened with the national carrier and so on and so on. So they have made arrangements, but I think the Economic Council of the federal government realized that there is some certain issue. What the federal government is going to bring in, is that 10%, 20%? Is it in the budget or is not in the budget? It has been captured. How are they going to get the funding? So I think the team of the minister have to, address those issues to go back. It's not because they have been suspended completely. No, they just suspended for them to bring some answers to what the question that they have raised. Do you understand? And I know that the minister now has already invited all the stakeholders to have a stakeholder meeting on 23rd of this month. Also, the Minister of Finance recently approved money to be paid out to the former workers of the Nigerian Airways. Yes. How is that being received in the industry right now? And it's one of the conditions we have given to the minister, that the national carrier will not take place until you pay Nigerian Airways. And thank God now they have paid. Do you understand? Fantastic.
Can you confirm the disbursement of the funds?
Yeah, they are already starting doing it. I saw some other people that, but there are some conditions. You have to bring all your letter of appointment, your ID card, so many things. If the person is not alive, then the next of kin will come with all the necessary documents to verify in order to disperse for them. And they are doing that.
Okay, so now I hope this is not something that would face again. What are we doing right now to make sure that we don't have issues like that in the future?
Well, it has to do with have to do with the other government that is coming. Do you understand? If this government continue, then we thank God. If another one comes, we thank God. So let them look at the welfare of their people and to make sure that everybody is having his money as one do. As we round up now, could you give an idea of timelines? Yes, we've heard about this concessioning going on. We know that work is ongoing in the aviation sector. Is there a time frame we have the idea when our international airports will look international? Yeah, the timeline is not going to be possible for them to say this is the time. The only thing they need to do is to do it transparent, to be transparent, whereby everybody get to know who already bid and so on and so on, not just one-sided. Because the moment they did it one-sided, And I can assure you, Nigerians will reject it.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you being on the show with us today. Thank you very much. Any tweets?
Garth George says, Chai, Jumoke, you are one of the realest sisters I've ever seen on TV. Words can never really, truly explain how I feel about you leaving the show. Why have you done this to me? I feel so much pain right now. I personally, Blessing says, I'll personally miss her because she was a model of sort to me. Her vocality and her depth of knowledge, her empathy and her doggedness are sticking to her view. All the best to her.
So Omoyoma Emmanuel says, where Jumoke, where should they go? Without my permission. Make she try her first, but she's gone. That George says, Jumi and Uwai, they pay me, oh, Chai. Well, I look forward to seeing you as a power guest on the show. This thing, they pay me well.
Okay, unfortunately, that's all we can take on the show. Once again, we wish the best to our colleague, Jumoke. Of course, Lydie comes around once in a while. Jumoke definitely will be coming around once in a while. We'll definitely invite her. But right now, she needs to focus on her business a bit and get some, empower more people. So very soon, she'll definitely come back to visit us. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.